All right. Hello and welcome back to the Kingdom Message. My name is Gerald Gooch. I am here to hopefully give a simple teaching about the kingdom. My job, my mission is to hopefully introduce the kingdom to you, to those who are searching for it. This message is very hidden under religion, very hidden under other teachings um, proclaim to be Christian or proclaim to be followers of Christ. The message that Christ preached was about us becoming kingdom citizens, or the message, his kingship. You know, um, last week I went over. Uh, I've been looking at reading this article I wrote, and I'm down to the part where teaching of the parables. And so I was just kind of going over one of the parables. I did one parable last week about the sower, but this week I was going over the teaching of the workers in the vineyard. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can. Sometimes I get into this and kind of go longer than I intend to. I'm not going to read the parable. I think most people have read it, have heard it preached, have heard it taught. But if you haven't read it, just go look into the New Testament and look for the parable of. I'm sorry, I don't have that. I don't have my Bible with me, so I don't have that actual scripture. But I mean, you can, it's in the parable. Just read the parable. I apologize, though. But I'm just gonna try to go over a little simple teaching, man. The vineyard. First of all, what I would like to say is this is one of God's great invitations for us Gentiles. This is one of God's great invitation for us Gentiles. You have read the parable of the vineyard, uh, and hopefully I can explain just a little different than what you normally this particular parable, what the parables, period, talk about blessings and curses. Also, the parables, they 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 explain how the kingdom works. Jesus is explaining how his kingship, his kingdom works. This particular parable is talking about the citizenship of people who are in the kingdom. The citizenship. Uh, God called out the Israelites probably 5, maybe 6,000 years ago, and He pretty much gave them the right to the kingdom. But this was conditional upon their obedience. As you know, the Israelites continue to be disobedient. So God opened the door for everybody obedience. And I'm hoping that eventually, I don't know the mind of God, but I'm hoping that He has it in mind too. But He was giving them rights to the kingdom. He called them out as a nation, and He uh, gave them the kingdom. Uh, but like I said, it was conditional upon their obedience. They continued to be disobedient. So they called the Gentiles. He gave it to the Gentiles. So in the parable, it talks about a landowner. He hired some workers at certain different times. And at the end of the day, right at the end of the day, very end of the day, before probably maybe 5, 6 o'clock, I think that's the end of the Jewish day, uh, he hired some more workers right before the end of the day. They probably worked maybe an hour, 2 hours, or whatever. So, oh wow, excuse me. Sorry about that. I can't believe I did that. That was my alarm clock. But right before the end of the day, man, I apologize. Right before the end of the day, but this is just hey, straight up, straight up. So, but right before the end of the day, he had some workers. They only worked maybe an hour or two. These other guys been working, probably 10, 12 hours. They was in the heat of the day, and they put in more work than the people at the who got hired at the end of the day. But when it was time for the landowner to um, pay these guys, the Jewish people felt like they were they deserved more than the people who got hired early, which is considered the Jews because he called them first. See the parables, Jesus man, he was a bad boy. Man, when he told parables, man, he was a bad boy. Again, it coincides with Jesus is really teaching it how the kingdom works. Bottom line. So I didn't mean to get off track there, but the first people who were called were really read it, uh, were considered the Jewish people. Now they all were, well, but he was referencing the first people, I guess I'm saying that right, as the Jewish people. Called you to put in the work, whatever. Didn't tell you what I was going to pay you, but, you agreed to work, whatever. The Jewish people were called first, and it was conditional upon their obedience, but they continue to be disobedient. So again, God opened the door for the Gentiles. Okay. So when it was time for this landowner to pay his the workers, well, the people who worked 1 or 2 hours, same as the people who worked 10, maybe 12 hours. Rightfully so. In the real world, yeah, you would be upset. You would be upset. But the the but in the kingdom, excuse me, I'm sorry. I guess what Jesus is trying to show us and tell us is the first will be last and the last will be first. In other words, nobody is better than the kingdom. We are all the same. In religion, yes, there are tiers. And religion makes you puff your chest out. You know, he used to get on to the Pharisees because the Pharisees, man, walked around as if they were better than, you know, than you know, you know, congregants or whatever. But and I see that today in churches too, man. I see it today. There are so many religions, man, that think that they're better than the other religion. The Baptists think they're better than the Church of God. The Church of Christ really think they're better than any of them. Uh, that's not how the kingdom works. That's not how the kingdom works. When you're in this kingdom, we're all the same, whether you're a Jew, whether you're a Gentile. We are citizens. I live in the United States. I was born here in the United States. There are immigrants who came over to the United States and they became United States citizens, and they are no different. They have every opportunity I have, which, again, in the United States, when it comes to certain things, I don't want to get into it, but that there is, some prejudice when it comes to that. But you're supposed to have the same rights as any American citizen here in the United States. In the kingdom, that's how it is, how it's going to be. You cannot be a kingdom citizen if you're thinking like a religious person or a religious cult. Again, like I said, I've been in it. I've seen it. I've seen, I've seen, man, I've had conversations with people of other denominations. I told them that I was from the Church of God. They looked at me like crazy. I've seen it where they would disassociate themselves with me. They were Church of Christ. They were, some other kind of religion, some other kind of cult, or whatever. That's what I call it. That's what I call denomination. And I don't care if you're not a denomination. You still think that you. A lot of people think that they're better than others because you got money. Somebody else don't have money. Whatever. In the kingdom, everybody's treated the same. I am a Gentile, and I am treated no different than a Jewish person. Jewish person, because God opened the door for me to come and be a part of the kingdom. And that's what I want to tell you today, that God, the door is still open. Put down your religion, put down your cult, and all of that. Study the kingdom of God, and try to get this understanding of the kingdom of God. Because the door is still open. So many scriptures that Jesus taught, hopefully we'll get into it, one day, about the door being open to those who want to become kingdom, not a member of a church, not a member of a cult, not a member of a denomination, whatever, but a citizen, a believer of his kingship. Understanding his kingship, understanding government, understanding our rights. We have rights. The only difference is this kingdom is invisible, it's spiritual, and he is trying to do. His mission for us is to bring it to the physical. One day, this kingdom will come and it will be in the physical. It will be something that you can see. We can live in it. But right now, we have to live in it in the spirit. And we have to accordingly. Again, I'm not perfect. Promise you I'm not perfect. I got my struggles, you know, but this is still about being obedient. Obedient. I, to be honest, I really didn't want to get out of the bed early. Uh, I didn't really want to get out of the bed and do this. I know I've been commissioned. My mission is to put these videos out. My spirit was saying, my flesh was saying no. But I'm glad I did it because I'm just trying to be, obedient. Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect. I'm just trying to be obedient. And sometimes it's a struggle just to put videos out. Struggle to sit up and read, you know. But this is, again, I want to say this is one of the greatest invitations. Greatest invitation. You know how you can go to church, end of the sermon, the preacher, pastor extends the invitation for you to become a Christian. Well, oh man, Jesus never mentioned anything about a Christian. Jesus' invitation to Nicodemus, whoever, in order for you to obtain this kingdom, you have to be born. And what he was talking about, excuse me, what he was referring to, the door being open, the invitation to become not a member of a church. Because like I say, when you go to church, trust me, they're gonna if you go in there and you don't have money or whatever, they're gonna treat you different. If you got money, they're gonna treat you different. I've seen it, been there, done it. But in this kingdom, true kingdom, true kingdom citizens, there are a lot of people who claim to be king, be in the kingdom. No, they're not. Because they would not treat you. They would not treat you with prejudice. They would treat you as a brother and a sister. And they would treat you with humility. They know that you have the same rights as they do. And that's what the kingdom is all about. Talking about nobody, nobody is better than the other in the kingdom. I said I was going to try to keep it short and sweet. We're right at almost 20 minutes. It's not really short. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I uh, hope you got something out of it. I ain't the best teacher. I just try to make it plain and simple. But again, pick up your Bible. Don't read it as the Christians do, or the denomination do. Read it from his kingship position and know that you're searching for the kingdom and you want to be a part of his kingdom. Talk about Jehovah Witness. No kind of religion. read about, read the New Testament and concentrate on the words Jesus used, and it's all about. And once you become a kingdom citizen, you have the faith of a mustard seed. You can move mountains. You know, we can literally. I'm not gonna sit here and say I've seen anybody walk on water, but spiritually, you can walk on water. You can. I mean, I can tell you my own, like the healing power of the kingdom. All of this comes from the kingdom. Don't come from your preacher. Healing and all. No, no, it comes from the kingdom. You have authority from the kingdom to do these things. A lot of these people don't have authority. Again, God bless you. Have a good night. Night. And see you on the next one.